Morning, everybody. So let me share my screen. Can you guys hear me all right? Someone give me a thumbs up. I'm in a different spot this morning, so just want to make sure that's all good. All right. So our focus this morning is Google Gems, like Carrie had said. So we're going to take 3 examples. And first off, let's get into Gemini. So we're going to run in there through email here. So I'm going to go up here to the Google Apps button. Move the faces here a second. And we're going to go down to Google Gemini. Now, to get the gems, it's all right in here, just kind of like we went over last time, just the general layout and how that works. So as soon as you open it, it's going to give you a prompt, right? So this is where you would put in whatever you're trying to accomplish with the AI program that day. But what we're going to do is, instead of typing in a prompt here, every single time we want to give it some instructions is, well, let's start to think about what are those things we do on a daily basis or that we've been using AI repetitively for, and create a gem. So a gem, think of it as your own little personal assistant that you give it one specific task that it's going to do, and that it's going to do well every single time you ask it to do it. So the 3 examples we're going to run through is, let me get over to my cheat sheet here. So we're going to do AI headshots. We'll create a gem for that, so that all we have to do is upload a copy of the photo we want to use and convert into a new headshot. We don't have to give it any instructions. It knows what to do. So that's the first one we're going to do. Second one, and we've done this before in terms of putting the prompt in, is how do we turn our bio writing prompt into something that we can use repetitively, so we don't have to give it this instruction every single time. And the third one, which is a new one, and I'm going to give some kudos to one of the ASCs. And Dawn, you sent me a note a couple weeks ago about how you converted some handwritten notes into, it gave you a text, or basically gave you an export of those events just through that image. And we're going to take that one step further. It's going to summarize those handwritten notes and those events, and it's also going to give us a file that we can dump right into our Google Calendars, and it will take those and create calendar invites that'll be right in your calendar. So let's start off with AI headshots. So we'll jump back to this in a second. I'm going to pop over here to Google Gemini. So your gems on the left over here, you have your gems, you have your chats. All right, so if I click on gems, these are all the gems that I have created. And now, one thing that's kind of neat, if you like any of these gems today and you want to just copy mine, let me know, because I can share that gem with you. Now, it'll look a little funny when it comes across, but as soon as you use it, it will populate into your gems, which is kind of neat. So we can share them back and forth and help each other kind of build our database of gems. So to create a new gem, we're going to click this blue button here that says New Gem. And we'll start off with the headshots one. So let's give this a name. We're just going to call it AI Agent Headshot Create. Existing photos and converts into a updated modern headshot. So we're going to go over and grab the instructions. And before I do that, I'm going to show you how I got these instructions, because you're probably looking at this. All right, these are the instructions we're going to give it. Well, how in the world did I get this, right? Well, I didn't actually come up with these instructions. What I did was take our prompt that we have in our prompt library, right? So you can get to that through Schmidt Resources, and click on Technology, and then click on AI Resources. So we're going to grab this prompt. It's already kind of set up in the format we've talked about, using role, context, task, and format. So we're going to grab that and hop over Gemini here. So this is our instruction field. So this is where we're going to paste our instructions. So I'm going to paste that here. Now the only thing we have to do is, let's see here. So we have to give right here. So get rid of some of these like warm tone. I have to just get rid of these boxes. For some reason, it doesn't like that. And there's a button down here that says use Gemini to rewrite these instructions. So we're going to click on that. And it's going to improve your instructions, right? So it's taken that prompt and put it in a format that works a little bit better for gems. So one thing it's doing is and I'll show you this in a second here, is it's going to give us the questions that we need to answer. It's going to kind of highlight those in these instructions here. Now we're going to do, before we test this, you can kind of read through this, make sure everything looks all right here. I've kind of looked at this one already, just to save time, we're not going to go through everything there. And we're going to switch this. Like I always say, we like to switch this to fast back to pro. Takes a little bit longer, but might as well utilize the pro feature. And we're going to hit save. So now we have this chat. So before I click start chat, I'm going to go back to gems. And you'll see under my gems right here, it says we have our agent headshot creator. So all I need to do now with this, instead of going to the prompt library and copying and pasting this into a prompt every single time, all we have to do is grab. And we're going to go, there's one other thing for headshots that you need to do is go to create image. Oh, see, we got a question. Brenda, go ahead. What you got?
I'm confused. Is this going to make a headshot and a bio at the same time?
No, so we're just doing the headshot one right now. Hold on a minute. Did I grab the wrong prompt? Is that what I did here? Hold on.
You used the bio description?
You're right, I did. Sorry, I got my wires crossed there.
Okay.
So let me grab this one. We're going to use that one in just a second because I want to stick with the headshot first. Good catch on that, Brenda. Sorry about that. So we're going to grab this AI headshots one. And let me post those back in here, and we're just going to save this. And that actually caught me on one other thing. So there's one other piece here that's newer to Gemini that I'm going to show you. So for headshots, we obviously, what we want, our end goal is to create an image, right? So down here under tools, we're going to use the create image. We want that to be our default tool for this gem. So we've got our description, we've got our instructions, and we've got our image default tool down here. So once you have that, we're going to hit update. And that would have given us a really weird extract if I'd have put an image up there and it's trying to create a bio from it. So let's go ahead and go back to our gems now and click on AI Headshot Creator. As you can see, it's got the default down here. Its goal is to create an image. It's got its instructions. Only thing we're going to do is switch this to Pro. Now, all I didn't want to use anyone's headshot on this call here, so I thought let's just grab a random one, an old school, old school picture of the realtor holding the phone. Let's use this one and see what it does. So we've got that loaded up there, and we're going to hit go. And it is creating our image. See, we didn't give it any instructions this time. It was just kind of built in there, ready to go. Let's see what we got. So there you go. There's our updated headshot. Not too bad. Definitely a little bit better than the old school 70s suit with the mobile phone in his hand. And let me go back. I know we kind of switched real quick on the instructions, but let me just show you that you can edit these if you go to gems, and then this three button or the three dots over here, if you click that, you can delete them. You can make copies. If you want to edit it, use this little pencil button here. So if you wanted to change some of the things to highlight here, like if you wanted to change the tone, right? You could change this here from professional, expert, and precise. You can also adjust any of the actual photo or clothing. So let's see right here under attire. If you wanted to change it from wearing a navy blue blazer, or you could change this to something more generic so you don't have to edit it. Just say something like professional business attire. Then every time you use it, you'll get some different clothing. So some things you can do in here to kind of edit this and make it a little bit more generic for you. That way, every time you do it, you're not, every cold banker agent doesn't have to have a light blue suit on. Any questions on that so far? I know that's kind of going through that pretty quick. All right. Well, that's ones. So let's go and grab another gem. We're going to call this one our bio writer. And we do have a tool for this too on Submit Resources. See a question there. Go ahead and jump in. I can't see your faces because I just got one screen today.
Thanks, Patty. I have a quick question on the generated image you just did.
Yes.
Because David's been playing a lot around with Gemini. Do we have to mark it that it's been digitally altered?
So it's going to automatically stamp it with.
Oh, it will. Okay.
Yeah. The bottom right corner, you'll see the little Gemini logo on there, and that's your indicator that it is an AI generated image.
Okay. Okay.
Now,
so
if
we
it's,
don't have to put anything on there then.
Yeah, I don't think I mean, we're supposed to for like listing photos. Now, in terms
Right.
of like doing it for agent headshots, if they're requesting that photo, as long as they're the one using it, I don't think it needs to be watermarked.
Okay. That was what I wanted to know. Thanks.
All right, so bio writer, we got our name, we got our description, and we already grabbed our instructions earlier, but let's grab these right here. So here's our bio writer. And if anyone wants these gems after this call, just shoot me an email and I will share them with you. So we've got our instructions, and instead of going through all these instructions, I'm going to show you what we need to give it, right? So let's switch this back to, this may not stick. For some reason, it doesn't stick all the time. You might have to switch that piece right there from fast to pro. But let's save that. And let's start chat. So instead of giving this one the prompt, what I'm going to say is I need to write a new bio. What info do you need from me? And it's going to scour the instructions and see what information it is missing. All right. So you have an agent. If you're ASC and have an agent come up to you, you can use this gem. Say, I have a new agent. Name's Jason. What info do you need from me to help to start develop his bio? And it's going to kick out these questions. It's pretty good about picking out your answers too. So you don't even need to really format this. I mean, I could just say Jason Kripe, 20 years. So customs broker. Oh, superpower. Which is, we'll just say luxury. Professional tone. And then just hit go. Once you give it the answers there, it should start developing that bio. So can you see how it's a little bit quicker once you have the instructions in there rather than using the prompt every single time. So you just go to your gems, you pick the one you want, put in the answers that you need to give for it to work, and away it goes. So there's our bio. Must have missed my city and market. It's asking for that information. So what's cool is it's doing some checks and balances against the information that you want it to receive. So if you miss something, it's going to ask you to complete that pending requirement. Any questions on the bio writer? I know we've kind of covered that one a couple times, so you've probably seen that one. All right, well, let's jump in. Yeah, the photo one would be good for lunch and learns. Be kind of, because you'd probably get some silly results too, so you got to play with it a little bit. I really wanted to do an image to video one for you guys this morning, but they take too long to generate, so we're gonna have to do that as a separate one. All right, so let's look at our third one. It's gonna be our calendar assistant here. So let's go back here and go to gems and go to new gem. We'll just call this our calendar assistant. Take image file and convert to text and Google. What do they call them? Is it events? Do they call them events, meetings? Meetings. Thanks.
Or invite.
Invite. There you go. All right, so we got our name, we got our description, and let's go over here and grab our instructions. We got those copied and pasted. We're going to put those right there. I like the tone here. Be concise and efficient. I like that. All right, let's switch this to Pro. And let's save it. So you can, as soon as you save it, it says you can start the start chat here. I was closing this so that I could show you where it populates and how you get to it. But since we did that in the last two, let's just go start chat on this one. And switch this to Pro. And I have a image. I'll show you the image first, a little bit bigger. So I just grabbed something off Google that's got some events on here that we can test it and make sure it reads. So these are upcoming events for Perry Public Schools. You know, it'd be something like a flyer you got when you went to your kid's school or something like that. And you're like, well, I need to dump all these dates into my calendar. So let's have Gemini do it for us. So we're going to hit the plus button. We're going to go upload files. And this does work too. It doesn't just have to be like a PDF of a document. If you have handwritten notes and you take a picture of it with your phone, it's going to do the same thing. So really that's all it needs. We don't even need to type anything for this one. We're just going to hit submit. And these ideas here, just to kind of get you guys thinking, there's so many gems you can create and do with it, but I just want to kind of give you some ideas so that you can go, well, if it can do that, maybe it can do this, you know. So it's going to give us a quick summary. Here's our event summary. We got our online enrollment, back to school night, family resource fair, first day of school. And now here's the cool thing. So it doesn't, there'll be a time in the future here, I know they're working on it, where you can take these and there'll be a button that just says import to calendar, because it's in the Google Business Suite and these tools talk to each other. It's not quite there yet with the calendar. So we have to do something called an ICS file. All right, so we copy this code and click my start button. And this is something I can give you the instructions to. I know this is a little bit more detailed, but we're just going to go paste there in a note. And we're going to save as. And instead of text, this is a .ics file. I'm going to put that in my downloads folder. And we hop over to our Schmidt calendar here. So there's the settings button up here on your calendar. It's this little gear looking thing. Hit that. And then there's a area that says import and export. Now I don't want to put these into my calendar, but all we would do is select the file. There it is right there, ICS. It's got all those events and the times, and it will drop those calendar invites right into your calendar. So a little workaround that you can use until they get the functionality of where it imports directly from Gemini into your calendar. So any questions on those? I know we got a few minutes left here. Gave you a couple examples. Are there any on your mind that you're like, I think this would be a good idea? Or, you know, I'm always looking for ideas in terms of creating new gems or new prompts. So are any clarifications on the ones that we just did? I think I see something in the chat there. Let's see what we got. Yeah, Sharon. So the cool thing about the gems too, yes, you will have to save it as an ICS file. That's the calendar file extension. So you brought up a point there about saving the headshots. So if we go to gems and we click on our AI headshot creator, the cool thing is right here, it shows you it's got your history. So it doesn't just disappear on you. You can click on this history, and here's the last time we used it. Now all we have to do is click this button right here in the top right that says download full image. And we just go over here to our downloads folder, and it should be probably this one right here. No, wrong one. There we go. Not too bad. It's a lot. It's come a long way. I don't know if any of you used the image creation function when Gemini was newer, and it would do all kinds of weird things. It would put you riding a dinosaur. It would change your skin color. It would do all kinds of crazy things. So it's definitely gotten better with the current version. Let's check our chat again. Any other questions? Awesome, Nicole. That's great. And there are, won't have time to go into it today, but there's functionality with this in Canva as well with a lot of the image generation. We're turning images into videos. So that's something I think you all would like to see in the future. I know I've been using it. We just used it for an Instagram post for one of my houses. So where in Schmidt Resources are these gems located? So that's a good question. Let me show you. So let's go to schmidtresources.com and click on Tech and AI Training and Resources. Right now you have two things on here that are live. We have our videos. I think we've got 3 or 4 in here now. I got 3 of them in here. I got another one that's going to go up today. So those are, you have one on editing property photos, how to use the prompts and how to format them, and then just a general guide to the interface of Gemini. But in the middle here, we have our prompt library. So this is going to take you, I think I've got 18 different prompts in here now. And soon, it's not active yet, I'm going to have one for gem instructions as well. So until I get this live, if there's any you saw today that you would like, just send me an email and I will be happy to get those to you. All right, do we have any other questions? So what do you think? Give me a thumbs up. You think this is something you can use? So I would challenge all of you before we meet again. It'll probably be a couple months before we have our next AI one, is get out there and try this. And if you have any issues with it, let me know. But would love to hear your experience. I think we had a question there.
Jason, what's your email address?
jason.kripe@cbgreatlakes.com. I'll pop it right in the chat here in a minute.
Thank you.
And with that, Carrie, I'm going to give back 4 minutes. I think that's about as good as we're going to get for today in terms of gems, and gives you a good idea of where to start with it. Thank you all for coming today, and with that, we will end the call.